We back again, y'all. On the heels of that shellacking last night and whatnot, because Pittsburgh can be extremely fun to watch, and also at the same time, Pittsburgh has always been known for their defense and everything like that over all of the years, over the past 40 some odd years. And one of the things, that's that tough city and all that stuff like that. But the one thing, and like I said, in the performance of Big Ben and what he did, last night was like, this is what Ben does. This is the type of game that he this is the type of this is how he can play. This is how he plays ball. You know, this is definitely how he plays ball, or how he's capable of playing ball. And you can just go back to that playoff game last year. If they had any kind of defense, what possibly could have happened? Now, right now, the thing that's going on with Ben right now, in a lot of cases, is the fact that Ben has to finally get over that over that hump, dealing with that in the New England Patriots. But that's neither here nor there at this particular time. Ben last night went 22 or 25, 328 yards, 5 touchdowns, 5 different receivers. He's only sacked once. He had a perfect rating. He has the most perfect ratings in the game. Him and Peyton Manning actually tied the most. 158.3. Had a big first down that if it was any inkling of them coming back, he basically broke their back, and that's when Davis ended up hitting them in the head and stuff like that, and ended up getting the flag ejected, and they just ended up getting a real easy touchdown like that. But let's put this in perspective real fast, you guys, because the funny thing, you guys know, because it's the talk of the town all year basically has been about Drew Brees and what Drew Brees breaking the records and all this, and 500 touchdown passes and all this other type of stuff like that, and the prolificness of Drew Brees. And it's a great story for NFL and stuff like that or whatever. But and I broke down to you guys how come and why that Drew Brees maybe is not mentioned in that Mount Rushmore of quarterbacks like them other guys, and I broke down to you the reason why. I got a lot of flack from people to sit up there and say certain things, but I'm like, dude, if it's like I said, if you're not digging for some facts and really getting analytical about certain things, don't even come over here talking to me, because you have no idea what you're talking about. I never take anything away from Drew Brees, great quarterback, first ballot Hall of Famer, 500 touchdown, all-time leading passer. Right now, he's playing MVP caliber. This might be the year he actually gets the MVP, which would be fitting for this year and stuff like that. And of course, like I said, the Super Bowl winner, in my opinion, is coming out of the NFC anyway. Whoever goes, that's just how I feel, right? But at the same time, the way I'm looking at this situation is that when you look at, so I broke all that stuff down, and like I said about Drew Brees. But but then it hit me after last night's performance of Big Ben. Nobody really talks about Big Ben like that. Because all of these other football players, all these other quarterbacks put up gaudy stats and do this and do that and do this and do that. All these different things that they go about doing. And Big Ben, when he kind of first came into the game, he was a game manager. They had already tight defense, good running game, the whole 9 yards and stuff like that. Well, Ben started basically, in my opinion, around his 3rd or 4th year, started really making the whole thing started turning, a lot of the stuff started coming over to him. And as being, he's a prolific passer. I mean, he had a big home when he was at Miami of Ohio. So Big Ben, who is going to his 14th, 15th year in the league, or however many years he's been in the league, 11, 12, 13, going his 15th year in the league, right? Big Ben is 141-65. He's 13-7 in the playoffs, right? Big Ben, again, like I said, the perfect passer rating, he's done that 4 times. Ben is the only quarterback right now ever that had 3 500-yard passing games, okay? He's gotten every Steeler record passing and stuff, and he actually did that by his, 7th or 8th year from 4. He pretty much broke up everything by the time 2012. Anything that Bradshaw had, he already pretty much annihilated that within his 7th, 8th year in the league. Okay, Ben has been to 3 Super Bowls. He's 2-1, right? What else? And he's been to 6 Pro Bowls. I don't think he's never been named to an All-Pro team or anything like that. Big Ben is a football player that happens to play quarterback. And people say, "Oh, what are you talking about?" And all them guys, of course, they're all football players. Ben with the jersey out, jersey out, running around, bleeding, tough guy, diving for stuff or whatever. He makes plays. He extends things and whatnot. He doesn't run that much. He doesn't have to. It's about extending, but he'll take it off and run like he did last night. He'll take off and run and do whatever it is that he needs to go about doing. He's a football player. He's tough. He's in those games. He's one of those guys. This is what I talk about with Dak Prescott. He has the ability to actually do something, to be something like Big Ben-esque, but he will not do it because he still wants to sit up there and be that quarterback, to drop back, wavy hair and whatever. And he's just cute drop back passes. No, see, and the thing about with Ben, I think where he gets a bad rap, Ben had the whole Ben had his, in other words, Ben had his wild side with him, right? And he was doing a lot of wild stuff, wilding out, the motorcycle incident and all the other stuff with the women and all this kind of stuff that got him into a lot of trouble and whatnot. And so he calmed down, but his play, like I said, Ben is a football player playing quarterback. And like I said, again, that sounds crazy to some people, but he's not as polished as a Manning, not as clean cut as Brady, or, you looking at them guys are always tucked in and stuff like that. Not as smooth as Breeze, or not as technically sound as that of Rodgers. Ben is, Ben is shirt untucked, like I said, extending plays. And and dive for balls. He'll do any of that stuff. He don't have the gaudy stats, but he can put up. He has gaudy. He has had gaudy. He's had quite a few gaudy games where he's putting up prolific numbers and whatnot. You follow what I'm saying? One of the years back in, I think, 2014, he threw for 4,952 yards and whatnot, and she led the league in that and everything, and with an 11-5 record. So Ben is one of the elite quarterbacks that ever played this game. And he has 2 Super Bowls to sit up there and show for it, and of what he's done in the 6 Pro Bowls and whatever, whether he got him or not or whatever, it doesn't really matter. But I'm like, and he's playing at an MVP level. In my opinion, he just keeps going on doing what he's doing and whatnot. So why he's not really mentioned is kind of beyond me. I don't understand why he's not mentioned a lot of cases and stuff like that, why he's not mentioned. But he very well should be mentioned because he's done it all. He's done everything you've asked him to do, and even more. And he gives his all for that, at playing that position and for that city and for that club. So Ben is probably one of the top guys that's ever done it. You know what I'm saying? But because of some of the baggage and because of the way he kind of carries himself as a quarterback, tough guy type guy, all them quarterbacks are tough. You got to be that way to play the game. However, at the same time, look at the way he plays. He can be reckless at times. He's tough. He's diving. He does all of those types of things with a smile, and he's a warrior out there. So Ben needs to get the proper props that he's supposed to get as a future first ballot Hall of Fame quarterback and one of the top 10, probably one of the top 10 guys in my opinion. One of the top 10. You want to say top 15, but I'm gonna say, I'm like, yeah, close to top 10, top 15. He's one of those guys. He's up there. He's up there with 2 rings as well. He's up there. And if he keeps doing what he's doing with this particular season here, who knows what's going to happen. But the way this game is going now, these guys, everybody's putting up gaudy stats. And like I sit up there and said, hell, it's at a point in time where it's like whoever has the ball last. Because it seems like defense don't even exist anymore. But yeah, but Big Ben is he's up there. And he's balling out. The Steelers not my club or nothing like that. I enjoy great football being played, and I like to see cats that know how to ball. So he's one of them guys that know how to do that. And much respect to a guy like Ben Roethlisberger for the great game in the NFL. And like I said, he's a joy to watch and whatnot. So like I said, not all that, he's kind of like a throwback and mud and guts and blood and making plays, running around and doing what has to be done to sit up there and get your team a W. And can put the gaudy stats up there when needed, when he needs to, and whatnot. So we're going to see how the Steelers are going to end up finishing out this particular year as well. All right, guys, back in a few minutes.